let's scrapbook. If you need help starting scrapbooking, look no further. I broke down my scrapbooking process into 4 steps. Of course, scrapbook however you want. I feel like my scrapbooking has just evolved into like a couple steps. Like I have a structure instead of just like throwing stuff on paper. Start with a theme. What do you want to scrapbook? What is the main subject of this spread? Maybe the spread is dedicated to a memory or event and you have scraps from a special moment, right? But I start by picking a theme. Usually I go by color, and today I decided to go with green and brown. I love green. So now once you've picked your theme, I always create a base or a background to start on because I don't like my scrapbooking spreads with the actual page showing. I like to just pick out bigger images from my magazines, newspaper articles, pamphlets, posters. I try to keep it more simple, like not use too many images in the background, unless that's going to be the main focus. For my third step, pick out your main pieces, the bigger pieces that you want to actually show off, the memory itself. I have like handwritten notes from people or a picture, whatever you want to have as a focus. You want it to be seen, standing out. I decided to go with this bunny handwritten note I got from my friend on my birthday, and I think it's so cute. It's perfect. It's green. Of course she knows that. It's my favorite color, but I wanted that to be the main piece, and that was my main requirement for this. I don't want to think too hard when I scrapbook, but I knew that was the piece that I wanted to use. Now once you have the main pieces, for the final step, it's time to decorate or accessorize. You can go ahead and make them all cutesy, accessorize your memories, decorate them, and I would use like smaller stickers, or you can decorate with glitter. I remember when I was younger, like I loved glitter glue. You could totally decorate around the edge of an art piece and just frame it with glitter or ribbon. You know, this is the time where you can get creative and really make your spread magical and cutesy. I feel like the final step is so fun because you're just adding all of the little touches, the little finishing touches. I didn't want this piece to be too maximalist and overtaken by accessories or stickers, so I tried to keep some space in between and make it so I could still focus on the actual like handwritten note and the cute little fish hooks. I think those are really cute. I wanted to make sure those were seen too. I didn't want this covered up. Now you have your full spread. That is my personal guide to scrapbooking. This is kind of how I break down my process and how I get creative. Let me know of any cool like scrapbooking ideas you have, because I know people get really creative and you could make like actual moving pieces in your scrapbook, which I've never done. I've seen like people do the thing where you pull a paper tab and then they have like images like that could flip over once you pull it. Like you could actually make it interactive, which I think is really cool. I have not done that. I really admire all of the time that it takes to be able to create that. You could really get into it. Let me know if you have any other ideas. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Check out my Instagram, by the way. Love taking pictures, and I mainly post them on Instagram and Pinterest if you want to check that out. So thanks so much for being here. I'll fly with you later. Bye.